Hi, this is Cousin Russ. I had a question on a Facebook group, and I thought I would demonstrate it. And I'm going to do this live, so you will see what I see. And the question really had to do was, why am I getting bad search results from Family Tree Maker? So let me go through the steps that I use. There are probably many other ways, but this is how I do it. Now, I haven't blogged about this before because chances are I rely on hints, so I don't have to. So I don't have to do searches. But for this to answer this question, I'm going to do a live search from within Family Tree Maker. I'm going to go to the People workspace, and I have selected a person. It's there, and it's here. I'm not going to go to the web search space yet because I want to remind myself a little bit about who this person is. Now, I have a fair amount of information on this person, but maybe I've missed something. For an example, I have a 1930 census, I have a 1940 census, but I'm probably missing a couple other censuses. I should see a 1920, 1910 census for this person. So let me see if I find that. Pay attention to the mini nav bar at the top because that's the person I'm on. Because when I go to the web search workspace, then I am going to um, see that mini nav bar. And when I came in, there was some search results already there, and I just cleared it because I clicked on new search. So just to make sure that I'm not doing something fun, something wrong here, I'm just going to click the web search. Here's the important thing that I want to point out is that the fields, the data that's in your database already is pre-populated. So you don't have to do anything to put data into the search criteria. Now, if I had to type this, I know that I would make errors, but Family Tree Maker already does that for me. So now I'm going to use, this is the Ancestry Search website in the web search workspace in Family Tree Maker, and I'm going to do a search. And I have 28 records that have shown up. Now, if you know Ancestry, you know how they have the sliders over here. And I will talk about that because I haven't looked at the results yet. So, but just remember that there are sliders here that you can change how accurate or how precise the search will be. But I got 28 records. There's a 1910 census. And if I look at the relationship to 1910, it's the name, the mother's Clara. There's a Clara. Father's a Thomas. There's a Thomas. A sibling. I can't see the siblings on this, but there is a 1910 census that could be this person I'm searching on. 1920, 1920. Let me just select this one because what I want to show you is down at the bottom right-hand column. The bottom right-hand column shows the information that's on the record that I'm looking at. The left-hand side is the information that I have in my database. So I can go back and forth between these two pieces of information to see if that is my person. I'm not going to do the merge. I'm just going to do the search. And I'm going to look at some more records. 1920, we'll see what the birth date is in 2000 or 1907. Remember, census records are giving age, so the date is going to be about. I have about 1906 and 1907. That's close enough for me for census records. There's a birth record. Again, there's the mother and the father, and some birth information. So there's another person, one that is her person, the same person. There's a find a grave hint, or I'm sorry, photos from a public member tree. I need to turn that off. There's a 1940 census, a death certificate, a birth certificate, a 1930 census. Now this one is probably not it. Notice that the name is Carrie and not Caroline. So this is not my person. I'll charge that as a bad result. Here's another bad result. Look at the names. The names are not correct. This one will probably be correct. But let me go back up to the top a little bit. As I hover across these sliders, I can control how close it is. Remember I said Carrie? What if I tighten up the first name? I'm going to tighten it up 2 notches so it's exact or similar, and I'm going to update my search. Now I had 28, now I'm 21, so I did get rid of several records, including Carrie's still there. It's similar. Okay, I'll take that. I can tighten up the name, and this name I don't want to tighten up too far because I found multiple spellings. The birth date, broad, let's plus or minus 2 years. Let's tighten up that requirement. The death, or death, I'm going to, the census record won't have a death, so I'm going to leave that back down because I'm really looking for those 2 census records. Yes, I found them, but I'm pointing at what I want to point out is these sliders. Now I'm going to update again and see if I get what my number of hints are. And I'm down to a family tree. So what I demonstrated here is that I've tightened up the records too much. So I have a tendency to do that. I start broad and then tighten up on the parameters. So I'm still down to 0. It's interesting, but I am doing this live. And let me broaden it up and see if I get my 28 again. I may do a new, there we go. I'm going to tighten it up again. And I've seen this happen with or without Family Tree Maker. So where I've seen records like this get down to nothing. So I'm messing around with a slider that's not correct. Now there's 3. That's not him. That's not her. So none of them are the right person. So I've got it too tight of parameter here, and I'm going to back them all out and do an update and get that large number. There we go. Now we're talking large, and I'm going to tighten them up a little bit. So I went from 224 down to 21. Of the 21, that first one's the right person, the second one's the right person, the third one's the right person, the fourth one's the right person, this one's the right person, this one's the right person. These are not. That one's not, that one's not, that one's not. So I've got down to several records that I can work on. Keep in mind that I already have a fair amount of information on this person. So, and the data that I have here and the relationships that I have here are in that search record that Family Tree Maker sends to Ancestry.com. I hope that helps. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the blog post or in the Google Plus community. Links will be presented in the notes. Thank you very much. Have a great day.